in the NFL, but we start with a trade between two playoff contending teams. A Pro Bowl cornerback is going to a division leader. Let's turn to NFL media insider Ian Rappaport right now. Ian, tell us the big news.
Marcus Peters, the Rams cornerback, is now a former Rams cornerback. He was traded earlier this afternoon to the Baltimore Ravens, a huge trade for the Ravens to bolster their defense. They have been in the market for a corner for some time. They dipped their toe in the Jalen Ramsey's waters. Obviously, that was not going to happen. Instead, they get Marcus Peters, still in his mid-20s, still in Pro Bowl form, someone who now potentially becomes a big part of their future. In exchange, they send Kenny Young, former UCLA linebacker. He goes back home to the Rams, along with a fifth-round pick. And, for the Rams, who obviously have struggled in the secondary as well, here's what this means. They put Aqib Talib on injured reserve earlier in the week, and now they send Marcus Peters packing. Clear they're going in a different direction for this Rams team. Obviously, a move that will alter the landscape of two big-time, really good teams.
Well, Ian Rappaport, I can't say I was expecting this move. Aqib Talib on IR, and now they ship Marcus Peters out of town. Michael Robinson, D'Angelo Hall. What do you think the Rams might be thinking or intending to do moving forward?
I think just big picture, they're thinking, hey, look, we're not going to re-sign Marcus Peters, and so let's get something for him. Doesn't make a lot of sense because this Rams team is still right there in the thick of things, and to get rid of a guy like Marcus Peters, who's an impact player on that defense, a defense that hadn't necessarily been playing that great, and a secondary that's banged up. You talk about Aqib Talib, who's on IR. And, now you got Troy Hill, who's out there, Nikhil Roby-Coleman, who is playing good, David Long, who's a rookie, third-round pick out of Michigan. So I'm interested to see what they do with that secondary. I know they have a really good secondary coach in Aubrey Pleasant. He coached me in Washington. So I know he can get anybody out there and ready to play football. I just question that kind of impact player that Marcus Peters is, and giving him to a team like the Ravens, who already have a loaded secondary. You add him into the mix, it's going to be interesting.
I think they're doing him a little bit of a favor, man. I mean, I really do. The last time we saw Aqib Talib out of the lineup last year, what did Marcus Peters look like?
Well, they had him doing some things that wasn't necessarily his cup of tea.
Exactly. He had to follow the dominant guy all over the place. He had to go in the slot a little bit. He had to do some things that just wasn't him. And I think with Aqib going to the IR, I think now they're looking like, okay, let's get, and to your point, let's get something for Marcus Peters. I mean, 24 interceptions since 2015. The dude knows how to get the football. And now you can send him to the Baltimore Ravens, right? They already have Marlon Humphreys, who's their shutdown corner, who's their lockdown corner. And now you can have him travel with the number one guy with help. You can help this guy out, and I think he's going to be an awesome addition to the Baltimore Ravens secondary. They've been getting up a lot of explosive plays.
And another thing about the Ravens secondary, Tony Jefferson's on IR now. Now you can, we saw watching film them moving Brandon Carr around in different spots. Jimmy Smith, when he gets healthy, he'll be back out there in the mix. So you talk about a Ravens secondary. We always say everybody getting ready to try to play the Kansas City Chiefs as far as that speed and getting as many DBs out there on the field as possible. The Ravens, who struggle a little bit in that secondary now, they have a lot of DBs that they can throw at teams and put them in different positions. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
And the thing about Marcus Peters, he brings a little attitude, too. And that's what I'm seeing missing from this Baltimore Ravens secondary. We're so used to seeing the swag, seeing the way that the back end, the no-fly zone, all that stuff in the back end. We're used to seeing that with the Baltimore Ravens. And for whatever reason this year, it's just not coming to fruition.
Do you think we see the Rams play as much man defense moving forward?
I don't. I don't think they have the players to play a bunch of man now. And so I think you're going to start to see the defense coordinator with the Rams go to Aaron Donald and say, hey, look, bro, we're going to just need you to beat the double teams and get to the quarterback now. We're not going to be able to send the 5-man, the 6-man pressures and leave our back end one-on-one.
Your point about the Ravens, D, 25th in the league against the pass so far with all of those big names. They add another one. Their next two opponents are Seattle and New England. Scott.
All right, now